Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the February newsletter CEO Comments. We thought we'd spice things up a little bit with some video activity rather than getting you to read the general babble that I provide you with. So what I thought I'd do today is give you a bit of an update on some of the changes that we've made at Auctions Plus over the last 3 months and maybe quell some of the fears and concerns that we're moving a little bit too fast. Just recently, you would have seen the implementation of Wednesday cattle sales. These have been requested over the last 6 months, particularly from people who are in drier areas and need stock to go quickly. We've put this in place to help them, and we'll continue to review it. Last week's sale had 57 buyers present, and hopefully this week we'll see a few more to make sure that buyers don't forget about the sale, because I know that that does happen because it's new. We are going to shoot a text message out on Wednesday morning to all buyers to make sure that they're aware and reminded that the sale is on. Another area we've been focusing on this year is sheep assessment integrity, so making sure that we can get our sheep assessments as accurate as possible. We've included the mandatory sheep health declaration document as a part of the assessment, and we started to look at how we can improve the accuracy via sample size. This is one of those examples of where we didn't get it quite right, and we implemented a 20% sample size or 100 head, whichever is the greater. Thanks to the network, to those that picked up the phone and gave me a buzz and said that this isn't practical, it has now gone back to a 10% recommended sample, and we're relying on our livestock specialists to make sure they get an adequate sample of the mob to make sure their tolerances match up, because you will get penalised if you don't get your tolerances right with weight. The other thing that we've made mandatory is the scanning certificate or preg test certificate, and that's for cattle and for sheep. You can use your standard vet certificate, or you can use the Auctions Plus provided one to make sure that all relevant details are logged with the assessment. Assessor level reviews has been hot topic. These have been completed in January, and unlike all the years before, they haven't been focused completely on volume. They've taken into account of a number of other fields around accuracy, quality, adherence to the operating conditions, and leadership in the field. Jump on the website if you want to see the full details on what will be assessed in the July assessor level reviews. The other thing that I'd like to impress on you is to the buyers out there, make sure you are doing your buyer feedback. It helps us help you to make sure that everyone's getting the accuracy and accountability right from end to end. That being said, it's not just all about managing our assessors. The next thing that's coming up this month is our new buyer education exam. So anyone registering on the platform will need to complete an online exam that will cover all the requirements for people buying. This will then be backfilled, so people who are current buyers on the platform will eventually have to do this exam as well, with the idea that everyone understands their responsibilities and roles when using the Auctions Plus platform. And just a little bit of an update or a flag to make sure that you're aware of some of the things that are happening in the network that shouldn't be, or areas that we're focusing on. Vendor bids. They're illegal on the platform. Don't do it. If you get caught doing it, you're done and dusted. You're not welcome to use the Auctions Plus platform anymore. Temperament of vendor-bred cattle. So when assessors are assessing temperament, they're assessing the temperament of those animals on the farm at that point in time. Be aware that when you purchase vendor-bred cattle, it's likely they're going to fizz up a bit when it's the first time they've ever been on a truck and they're going to a new environment. Please take this into account when you're handling these animals, and also when they arrive at your property, and make sure you give them adequate time to settle. Delivery adjustments. Assessors, the delivery adjustment should take into account any shrink that will apply to those animals so that you are accurately putting down the weight in which they're going to walk onto the truck. Standard for cattle seems to be full less 5. For sheep, I would suggest that you adjust to a 12-hour curfew. A number of people have been caught out with selling stock that have gone backwards or a bit lighter, and they do have to pay compensation for this. So make sure you're safe and explain to your vendor that the reason that we put the shrink on is to make sure those animals are accurately walking onto the truck at the weight as described. Some assessors are weighing stock as they leave the vendor's area, and others are weighing them as they arrive to make sure that we are getting accurate weights across our stock. Realistic reserves. Don't start them where they should finish. The buyers walk away from stock that are overpriced or are priced where they should finish off. Make sure you get those reserves right. Overall, thanks so much for your time and feedback in helping us improve this industry platform. We are here and we are listening, and we do appreciate your feedback. So hopefully we can continue to grow and evolve this platform for all of our users across the countryside. Thanks for your time, and I hope you have a great week. Cheers.